Neil Meyer with the Front Office News here with Tony Johnson. Tony, this is our first time getting to talk to you since you transferred in. Just your overall thoughts on what led to your decision to come to Cincinnati.
I was just looking to play for a bigger level. I felt like FAU was a good spot, but I needed to step up to play Big 12 ball. I wanted to display my talents on bigger TV and just get more exposure for the most part. And this was a nice city. I see the fan support, so that's something I wanted to be a part of.
So going through that decision and the process to transfer, what stood out to you the most about Cincinnati and this staff?
Going back to the fan base, I seen how much the city was behind you guys with the Bengals, and Cincinnati want to get back on top in college football. And the coaches, I had a pretty good relationship with Coach VJ. They reached out to me. I think the first day I entered the portal, he stayed in contact with me every day, so I just felt that connection there, and I wanted to be a part of that.
And then when you came on your visit, was there something that stood out outside the fan base, something here within the facilities or anything that stood out to you that really drove you to Cincinnati as well?
I say Coach Nico. Yeah, he sat me down and told me he's going to train me like a receiver, get the most out of me. I told him my goals and, went through the winter and summer, and I feel like I'm on track achieving those goals, and he keeps pushing me every day to get where I need to be.
And speaking of Coach Nico, obviously everyone has said this has been a tough and hard offseason for you guys. You get here in the spring. What has this offseason been like for you with Coach Nico?
It's been tough. It's been hard work. But, Big 12 football, we stepped it up. But I believe in everything that he has us doing. So if he tells us to do something, we're going to do it, obviously, for the better of us. And it was a different change. It was hard, but it's supposed to be hard. That's why I came to Cincinnati, the blue-collar program. So that's what it's about. And
then let's talk about the wide receiver room a little bit. Obviously, you join a receiving room that brings a lot of people from different schools heading into this upcoming season. Talk about that group a little bit and the experience that wide receiver room has.
We have a lot of experience. I know you know the guys that came in, but I feel like everybody brings a different piece to the puzzle. We all come from different backgrounds, so I feel like we all gelling pretty good together, though. Everybody brings a different piece, and I feel like we can go against any receiver room in the country, receiver for receiver. I feel like we got that, but we just got to go out there and show it when it's time to, kick the ball off.
And then Coach Glenn, let's walk through your relationship with him a little bit and what the job he's been doing for you. What's your relationship like with Coach Brad Glenn?
Oh, it's pretty good. He actually came to my house in Ocala, Florida, and met my mom before I committed. So that was something that stood out to me, the fact that he flew all the way down there just for a day just to meet my mom for like 30 minutes. And I say we have a pretty good relationship. He checks in on me and stuff, so I appreciate him as well.
Now, this is your first fall camp here. What have you heard about Camp Higher Ground and the traditions there? Obviously, there's a lot of tradition there. Mm-hmm. What stories have you been able to take from some of the veterans on this team, and what advice have they given you?
It's pretty much high ground what you make it, I think. Like, they told me some people see it as bad, some people see it as good, but I think it's what you make out of it. This is my fourth camp, so I know this is where you build a brotherhood and get closer with your teammates, and I'm actually looking forward to that because I've never been away from the campus during fall camp, so this is probably give me the ability to hone in on football to another level that I never did before in camp.
Awesome. Now, speaking of the higher ground advice, did anyone give you anything to really look forward to? Obviously, the food's really good that we have heard throughout the years. The food, the culture, the atmosphere. What advice has people really given you outside of things you're looking forward to do at Camp Higher Ground?
They said there's some type of zip lining thing they got out there, so that might be fun. But I'm really just looking forward to the brotherhood. I'm not going to lie. All the other stuff, we get to play football together, break bread. And I really want to get closer to this team during fall camp.
Awesome. Now let's talk about your transfer to Cincinnati. What's been something that you have gone out in the city, really embraced? Is there any restaurants or things you like to do within the city?
I'm a big movie guy, so the movies down in Newport, like Kentucky, Newport. Me and my girlfriend go there a bunch, so that's just somewhere I can go and unwind. They got, the ice cream place, Cold Stone, they have that. And I've been trying on Vine Street, the little Alabama Q. I like to try food all over, and Cincinnati been treating me right so far.
Speaking of the food, obviously coming from Florida, have you had the opportunity to try Skyline? And if so, what's been your decision on it?
I don't want to do no comment. I don't want to make anybody mad.
Not a fan of the Skyline.
Nah, yeah.
Now, obviously heading into Camp Higher Ground, let's talk about that receiver room. Who's been the guy that's really stood out to you and impressed you throughout this first 2 days of camp and summer workouts?
Probably I'd say Tyron Smith, J-Mo, that's my boy. We always get some tennis balls in, extra catches when we can, but I feel like he's going to be a level-headed guy, bring some more experience to that room. Had a great season last year, so I look to add some depth to the room and make some plays for us.
And obviously there's another quarterback battle going on for the third straight year. Mm-hmm. Talk about your relationship with Brady and Brendan and the other guys there within the room throughout so far since coming to campus.
I'd say both great. Both of them put me to the side and we run routes behind the scenes on Saturdays and stuff, but both are great guys and have a great arm, so I look forward to the QB battle who comes out on top.
Awesome, and my final question for you, Tony, is your message to the Bearcats fans. Obviously, first game is about 3 weeks away. Mm-hmm. What's your message to the Bearcats fans heading into Towson there on the 29th?
Come ready, pack the stands, man. It's going to be a show. I look forward to putting on the show with the rest of the receivers. We're trying to put the city back on top.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony.